Good morning, afternoon, evening, or whenever the heck you're watching this. Welcome back to Nerdin' Out. My name is Evan.
I'm Nathaniel. We had a short break, probably like a few weeks.
Yeah, sorry about the crazy hiatus.
I mean, it wasn't that long. It was just a holiday, so it's a good excuse. I mean, obviously we planned it.
Yeah, clearly we didn't just have other things and forget to do it. Of course not.
No, I mean, we're responsible people. We know what we're doing. So, welcome to episode 3.
Yeah.
It's 2018.
It is. Dude, it's crazy because 2017 went by so fast.
I don't like to admit it, but it did. It's a little scary.
No, it's crazy because, so I'm in a long-distance relationship, and my girlfriend and I, she lives in Germany, and so that year, 2017, it's crazy because it's like, it started out with me there, because I spent New Year's there, a New Year's Eve, and then on the New Year's Day, and then I spent a couple of days there, and then I left, and then we had a couple of trips throughout the year. Like, she came in March, I came in August, she came in November.
Just kind of a back and forth.
Yeah, and then I'm going there in February. The idea that it's crazy how during like the gaps where we were apart, we kept saying how, oh man, like this sucks, and time is going by so slow. But then I kept thinking to myself, time is going to fly by like that. Like this year is going to go by. By the time we get to the end of the year,
it's just like all gone.
It's all gone. Exactly. New Year's Eve, I spent it doing what most people did, playing D&D with my friends.
Dude, that's awesome. How'd that go?
We played till 4:30 in the morning.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we started at 6. No, 7.
PM.
PM, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we didn't start at 7 that morning.
I was gonna say, that's like quite a bit intense. Like a little.
No. But yeah, so
I wouldn't put it past you.
It was filled. Yeah, so it was filled with D&D, pizza, and beer, and we went. We went until 4:30 in the morning. I didn't get home. I didn't fall asleep till 5 in the morning, and then I didn't wake up till noon.
I mean, you need your sleep.
Good way to start. The year, right? Waking up at noon and.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly the way you should start it, because you stay up till 12.
Yeah,
you get up at 12.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought it was still a fun night, and I wouldn't trade it because I'm spending it with my friends and many hours laughing.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, so sweet.
Anyway,
whatever.
Friends. They should just all. No, I'm not going to go that far. So weekly news. Instead of doing that, we are just going to do upcoming stuff in 2018.
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of news right now. There's not a lot of it now. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was something that was announced.
4.
Yeah, Fable 4.
What?
Yeah, there's rumors that might be in development. I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw some things about it. I have to get back to you on that one. I saw it on Facebook a few times that Fable 4 was rumored to be in development. I don't know. I didn't go any further in that.
Because I know the studio got bought out.
Yeah. By who?
Either bought out or disbanded. I can't remember.
Bought out by EA. Should we expect microtransactions?
Microtransaction Fable edition.
Oh god.
It's not even microtransactions in Fable. It's Fable implemented into a microtransaction game.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Oh, no.
It's like, hey, you like Fable?
We like money.
We like money. And, to be fair, most games, or every game, you buy it to play it. That's most games. But now with EA, it's gotten ridiculous with microtransactions and
I am not
hiding a lot of the things in the code of the game. So it's there.
It's you have it downloaded, but you can't use it because you have to buy it.
Exactly, you have it, but you have to pay extra money for it. EA, why do I have to? Because it's really good. That's why.
Because it's so good, and because we have our best. I mean, you know what we mean, money. I mean, players.
We have your money in mind.
We have your money in my pocket. Don't get it back. Anyway, that's
you could just end the sentence. We have your money.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is coming up this month at the end of the month.
It's just Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighters. My bad.
Just Dragon Ball Fighters. I am so pumped for that. As a Dragon Ball fanboy, I loved all the Dragon Ball fighting games. And when I say fighting games, I don't mean Xenoverse. Xenoverse wasn't a fighting game.
Those are 3D arena.
That was like a Dragon Ball action RPG. That's what that was, because it had an RPG element. where you earn XP points and you put it into different skill sets, and you can like, you know, there's missions with like certain like rare drops and stuff like that. So that was an RPG. But
This one is more of like a Street Fighter.
this one is straight up, yeah, like it's like a 2D
2.5D.
like, 2.5D. There you go. I was trying to think of the because it's like 3D, but it's not.
Right.
It looks so beautiful.
It looks.
It reminds me a lot of Budokai 3.
That's an older one, right?
Yeah, it came out for the PS2, and they came out with a remastered version for Xbox 360 and the PS3, where you got Budokai 1 and Budokai 3. Screw Budokai 2, no one likes that one. Where
Did you say screw Pedo Guy 2?
I said screw Budokai
Okay,
2, or at least I tried to say it, but I stuttered.
It sounded a little bit like. Anyway, let's just move past that. That wasn't said. We can edit that out, but we won't.
Let's ignore the fact that I said screw a pedo. So no, I didn't say that. But no. So what's cool is that like there's going to be a story to it too. It's not just going to be. It's not going to be just a fighting game.
Know that.
Yeah, there's going to be a story to it. I don't know to the extent of what the story will be, but I'm definitely excited for that, and it looks amazing.
It looks gorgeous. How many playable characters are there so far? About 20, I want to say.
I want to say 20.
Yeah.
And they're introducing a new character that Akira Toriyama, the developer, the creator of Dragon Ball, he developed a special unique character for this game specifically. Android 21.
I might have seen the design.
And
it's a guy, right?
No, it's a girl.
Then I have not seen it.
It's a woman.
Jaren's in the game, right?
No,
he's not.
Well, he hasn't been announced. He might be a DLC. He might be a DLC later. But no. So Android 21 is supposedly the main villain of like the story mode or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know what the story is. They haven't made any announcement or anything like that.
We'll definitely have to play it when it comes out.
But it drops January 26th, and I will probably be one of the first people to grab it and play it. I'm going to play the crap out of it. I'm so ready for that.
Yeah, like I'm not super into Dragon Ball Z, but I'm still so hyped for this game.
It looks so good.
It looks phenomenal.
And what's great about it is that just from what I've seen before, without going too much into it,
uniqueness of each character.
Yeah, the uniqueness of each character, and each character has their own fighting style and their own special moves that it's ripped directly from
the anime and the manga.
The anime and the manga, and it looks amazing. It looks so good.
So many Easter eggs were just like stills from the manga.
Yeah,
like it's great. Anyway, that's not our main topic.
Yeah, I could go longer about it, but I won't.
But look forward to that on PS4, Xbox, I think PC.
Yeah, it'll be out for PC.
Yes.
Steam, I think.
So we got a couple Marvel movies that are coming up. Black Panther in February.
Black Panther the 16th. Yep, February 16th, which I'm excited for. That looks really good. Apparently, yeah, the soundtrack. I think you mentioned it to me. The soundtrack is being made by Kendrick Lamar.
I did not mention that to you. Someone else did because someone else mentioned that to me.
Someone else mentioned that to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I'm really excited about that because he's a great artist, and I think putting him with that movie I think is like perfect.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Definitely. And
before people start making comments saying how it's like, oh, it's because he's black. No, that's not why.
I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. They could have gotten anyone, but they chose him for a reason.
He has more of a vested interest.
Yes, he does.
But no, I agree.
It's not because he's black.
But that is coming out halfway through February. I was on a superhero fatigue syndrome kick.
Yeah.
That probably does not mean what I meant it to mean, but
I was like, what?
Just put words together that sound cool and hope it means what you mean it to mean.
Yeah. Mean it to mean.
Mean it to mean.
Mean me.
But so I finally. This is not. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I finally saw Spider-Man.
Homecoming?
Yeah, I had not seen it up until now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So after that, the reason I didn't watch it in theaters is because I was just so fatigued on superhero movies. So I skipped out on it, and then I watched it, and I was like, okay, I'm getting back to the superhero thing. This is good. As long as it's not DC, I should be fine.
It's funny because we went to see Justice League, and you had your Spider-Man shirt on.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought you saw it already.
No, I had not seen it, and Spider-Man's like my favorite superhero.
Huh.
I was just like, stop superhero movies.
Yeah. I was gonna say, briefly, tell what were your thoughts on just briefly?
It was so fresh. It was the most awkward Peter Parker.
Right.
I guess Penis Parker, if you want to call him that.
Why?
That was in the movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
because
Flash called him Penis Parker, right?
Yeah, and then everyone just started chanting it. But I love his whole like sidekick, Aunt May, because of course she just keeps getting younger, more gorgeous every time she gets cast.
Oh, Demay. Yeah, she's beautiful.
But they did a great job of not just retreading.
I didn't get the love interest. I didn't really care for that.
I didn't understand that. And I don't know why Mary Jane is like just like social outcast.
Well, no, the thing is though, like I don't think that's supposed to be.
Maybe it's just like
her. I think it's
they touch on it maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
They just said MJ. So
Yeah.
maybe they're just like referencing it, but they're not going there.
Yeah,
but the love
maybe.
interest, that was the flattest part of the movie.
With Liz, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that. But anyway,
Yeah, but anyway, that's that.
we're not reviewing Spider-Man. That's not
No,
what
but the
we're
only
here.
reason we're talking about that segue is because Avengers Infinity War, May 4th.
Yes.
Batman will be in that.
Dude, I
I agree with those noises.
get chills every time.
I got chills right now.
Every time I hear the music in the trailer, just the
Mm-hmm.
the trumpets, and it's like it's a orchestral, slowed down,
I have, like, such
more
chills right
more
now.
ominous version of the Avengers song that we hear from the first. Yeah, I know, but it's just more just dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's so good.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I'm so pumped for that.
I have some friends who are not big fans of Avengers 1 and 2. I
Yeah.
absolutely love them.
All right.
I think this is going to be way better than that.
I think the thing is
Marvel's
though,
been doing a great job of
yeah, I
just
know they have, and
their
the thing-
ensemble casts.
Mhm, yes. The thing is though, I don't think this will be exactly like a traditional like Avengers movie. I think this is going to be different.
I think it's going to be
I think-
bigger, darker, and just more stakes.
I think it's just going to be its own thing. Like it has Avengers on it,
Right.
But I think because the previous two Avengers were more campy comic book movies, and they had quite a few jokes in between.
It was
and all that
very
stuff.
Joss Whedon.
But is this one directed by Joss Whedon?
I don't think so.
I was gonna
No,
say.
it's not.
It's not. Okay.
It might be by some brothers. I'm not.
Oh, Russo brothers.
There you go.
Yeah. So
They directed, I want to say, the Captain America, the third one?
Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah, they directed that one.
Yeah,
The Russo brothers
which was-
directed.
I
yeah,
thought was fantastic.
yeah, that was really good. I feel like it's going to be more like Civil War. I mean, tone wise.
Yes.
And not as jokey. Though there will be jokes in it, but it's going to be a lot darker because real talk, characters are going to die. Like absolutely. No spoilers. And like I don't
We
even
don't know.
know.
We're
I don't
just
know anything.
speculation.
Characters are going to die. I don't know who specifically, but
Yeah.
some people are dying.
I'm going to call it either Captain America or Iron Man.
I think Peppers is going to die. Pepper?
Stop.
Tony's.
Stop.
Yeah.
She's not going to die.
Well, I feel like
It would be a
I-
great,
I-
motivation.
I feel like that will be one death, and that will like spur on more,
Ooh.
more hate or whatever, or you know how like in Avengers 2, Tony has the vision where his whole team is dead, and
Right.
Captain America's like, you could have saved us, and he kind of goes on this thing afterwards trying to save everybody, and then imagine if Pepper dies.
You know, I hated in Iron
And
Man
he-
3
and
how
he
they
just-
just had her fall into the fire, and it's like, oh, they actually killed her? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But I don't know. I feel like that would be an interesting thing to do.
It would not be a throwaway death. I think it would do
No.
a great job at pushing Tony Stark.
Yeah, it would develop his character immensely. I mean, it would be terribly sad,
Yeah.
but I think that would work. And if it does happen, I'm sorry that I spoil that without.
I mean, you had no knowledge unless you went into the future and took a peek at the script.
I used the time stone, went ahead in time, and I checked, and I came back.
Just a little-
So here's the plot.
I'm just thinking Time Turner from Harry Potter because that's where I automatically go to. What have we been doing? Not with our lives, but with part of our lives that has
Part
to
of
do
our
with
lives.
entertainment.
Entertainment wise, yeah, great jump, by the way. That was just so
Oh,
seamless.
that was the most seamless segue that I was writing into just the
Oh, you
black
were-
hole.
you were-
Black Mirror season 4.
You were one S away from making that the perfect alliteration.
Oh, man. Now I just wanna
seamless
stop talking.
segue into something.
It's a black hole. No.
No.
Black Mirror season 4. I just started it. I watched the other 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I think it is probably in my top 3 TV shows of all time.
Wow, really?
It's incredible. So each episode is self-contained.
Right. Yeah, I remember watching one with you and David.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I watched one and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It had the whole the like system with
Yes.
the social media thing.
That's one of
It
the
was just
lighter ones.
Yeah,
that
it
one was really good.
It was still dark. It was
still dark. So this one, yeah, I won't go into anything about it.
It had that chick from Jurassic World.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was the lead chick.
Anyway,
I
go
can't
watch
think of her
it.
name. I feel terrible.
You can watch any episode in Black Mirror out of order, and
Yeah.
it's fine. But it is just this really dark take on society and technology and just
Mm-hmm.
everything about who we are and where we're going as a society, but just to the max dark.
Yeah.
So it's so well done.
They make a lot of political statements.
They also do make a lot of political statements, but they aren't too specific, which is good.
It's more like social
Right.
construct statements and just kind of how the way that we are as a society kind of thing. How messed up we are.
And then 2 more things. I've been playing Prey, which I finally got a hold of.
That's
Prey. It's like you're in an alien space colony.
That's right. Yeah.
It's really good. It has these shadow monsters that are called mimics. So they could be a coffee mug, they could be a fire extinguisher, they could be a chair.
Oh, that's
and they just pop out at you.
Nope, I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would piss myself. No.
How about you?
I've been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, or we've been playing that together.
Yeah, I played it for the first time.
You finally got your hands on it, and we played with our friend Tom. Shout out to Tom. He's a great guy. Married. Sorry, ladies. He's not great at video games, but he has fun. He has fun playing.
I think he has more fun than everyone combined.
Yeah. So he's a great guy. But yeah, we played that together for the first time, and you enjoyed yourself from what I heard.
It was great. I had such a great time, and it was just my first time.
We did like mostly side mission stuff though, but still, like, you still had a lot of fun though, right?
I feel like most missions went like the side missions we did went like this: serious and then troll. Just troll explosion.
Or like, it's serious, we got it done, and then immediately went back to trolling each other. Like the time you guys went off that ramp and I put C4 on the car.
Just blew up on the ramp and just, what happened?
I was just watching it and just, boom! I just couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Other video games, I've been watching, I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's my
again,
favorite.
or I've been watching it through again. And probably, other than Dragon Ball, like that's probably my most favorite anime, just because it's it's such a concrete story. Like it has a good mixture of comedy, action, and story. Like the story's good.
And I feel like it also has very good commentary and like philosophy thrown in.
Yeah, it does.
Which is like, it's really well done. It's really interesting how they were able to combine like every element.
Yeah, and it handles like the whole idea of God versus science, like, and it brings up a lot of questions that a lot of people nowadays have, and it makes you think about things, and it's really interesting. I thought it was I always love it. It's a really great show, and fall in love with like every character,
Even some of the villains.
I was gonna say the villains are really good. You know, even the characters that you're supposed to hate, man, they're really good characters, and you know, you hate to see bad things happen to him, but even though like it's good that this certain bad guy is dead now, because he was killing a lot of people, so
we still feel kind of bad for him, because he had his own struggles. He was like still a person.
Yeah, I mean, not even that. Not like I felt bad for him dying. It's just like I felt bad.
Maybe it was just me.
Yeah, it was a bummer because like I loved that character. Like it was a bummer that character died at that moment, because I love the character so much. But like I get why it had to happen, because plot, it makes sense.
Definitely. Also, good guys versus bad guys, but it's more complicated than that a lot of times.
It gets more. No, it gets more complex.
It's very gray.
What's crazy? It's like it starts out with one thing, and then like. The thing is, though, don't forget anything, because like something from the very first episode comes back up later, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, that's what he meant.
Right.
It's crazy.
There's definitely arcs, but it's more than that. This is a very like progressive storyline, that stuff happens, it comes back, and is all intertwined.
Over branching arcs. Like each character's character arcs cross over one another, and they're all intertwined, and it's a really good story. It really is.
So real quick before we jump into our main topic. So there's this new show that came out yesterday. It's British, and it is distributed by Netflix, so it's a Netflix original in the United States. End of the freaking world. It is not freaking.
Ah, I see.
So just real quick, it is not freaking. And it's basically the premise is there's a 17-year-old boy who is a psychopath.
Neat.
Yes. So he kills animals and stuff.
Ah.
Because he has no emotions, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to kill someone today. Girl walks up to him and is like, I like this guy. So then she like tries to fall in love with him, and he's like deciding how to kill her. That's the show.
Wow.
But something happens.
Let me guess. Does the world end?
No, I don't know. I've only seen 3 episodes out of 8. It is really dark, and it's like pretty vulgar, but it's so good. It's like funny in a not laughing type of way.
Huh.
I would recommend it.
If you don't have an issue with vulgarity.
Yes.
So Ariana definitely wouldn't want to watch. Our friend Ariana, when she hears profanity, she just kind of just like covers her ears and goes like, "Oh, stop,
dirty words,
stop." Yeah.
But that is, I think, the first highlight for me of this year, and it's only been 5 days, and it's just nothing like I've seen.
And you still have 5 episodes to go.
Yeah, but each episode is not an hour; they're like 20 minutes.
Huh.
So it goes by fast.
That's interesting.
let's finally get to our main topic, Evan.
Yes.
What is our main topic?
Star Wars, the force of money. No.
Before Christmas release, post-launch words that are just being stringed together.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
Yeah. So Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi. Yes. This movie, when I saw the trailer for it back in the beginning of 2017,
I had only seen the teaser.
I remember just seeing the teaser. I was so hyped for this movie. I was so hyped. I was so ready for this. Every time I hear the orchestral, John Williams music, it's so good. It's so good. Gets my heart racing. I get goosebumps.
My organs literally turn into hyperdrive. That's how hyped I was.
Now, with that being said, we're going to go into good, bad, and then we'll give it a rating at the end.
And we're going to go full spoilers. I mean, you've had time to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched it yet, go out and watch it before you listen to this. Or listen to this and get it spoiled and ruin the movie. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. We figured people who were going to see it have seen it, and anyone who's not going to see it still won't see it after this, so it's fine.
And obviously, if you weren't going to see it, but you're huge fans of our podcast, you're going to go watch it right now. Because we have a huge following. We have 50 billion minus 50 billion plus 3 followers.
We were setting up and Nathaniel checked and he's like, whoa, we have 5 downloads. When did that happen?
Yeah, so we're on Podbean now.
That got me so much. Oh, man.
Yeah, but we are actually on Podbean. We're not just posting on Facebook anymore. So you can go check out our previous 2 episodes.
Yeah, so and you'll be able to download them now. We'll post links on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, so you guys can just go straight there and download it.
And I'm working on social media, so we'll be on Twitter and YouTube and stuff pretty soon.
Yeah. So, and when you go to the page, there'll be a subscriction button.
Yes.
So you can subscribe. I was going to say, Podbean, there's an app too.
There's an app for that.
You can download. And I'm pretty sure it's for both Android and Apple products.
Yes, and I'm going to be working on getting up on iTunes. So probably, I want to say within 2 weeks it'll be on iTunes, but I'll get back to you on that. For now, it'll be on Podbean, and you can download it from there. But yeah, we have that's just
5 full downloads.
5. That has to mean something.
I'm pretty sure 2 of them. I'm pretty sure 2 of them are from my girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, Lotta, we love you. I mean, Evan loves you, but I
love you. Can love her. I just love her in a
platonic way.
I love her in a different way.
Definitely, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. Yes. All right. So good.
You thought the movie was good, or good that we're talking about?
No. And I said I said first good. Let's talk about the good. Okay. What we enjoyed about it. Everything Rey. Yeah, Rey was good. Rey and Kylo was really good.
Their whole dynamic.
Well, not necessarily Rey and Kylo together. I liked their dynamic. That was good. But also, I liked Kylo Ren a lot more in this movie than the first movie.
I like that they acknowledged that he is like a brat, and he's kind of spoiled, but he's also just very not twisted, even though he is twisted. He's very tormented and very conflicted because they Snoke was just oh, you're just he calls him something, but he's just you're
just a little boy in a mask.
Exactly.
And it's just oh.
And people were whining about that, but they purposefully made him that way.
Yeah. And no, because I remember watching the first one, and I hated Kylo Ren's character. I thought he was that's literally what I said. He's just a little crybaby in a mask. Mm-hmm. That's literally what I called him from the first time I watched the Force Awakens. And this one, I liked him a lot more. There was more depth to his character than just this little kid who throws temper tantrums with a lightsaber.
Right.
There was way more to his character in this one. And I really, really liked that. Added to his character, which I think a lot of people aren't recognizing.
And I think that redeems him a little bit in the first movie because it was more of an introduction.
Yeah.
And it was more of that's deep dive to him in the second one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the whole scenes with Rey and Kylo where it was just the back and forth.
Yeah, and the Force connects them kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Those were really intense.
Yeah.
And really well done. I thought that was one of the
highlights. They did a really good job with blocking out all the noise, so it's just them. Mm-hmm. That added a really cool effect. You know how when you go underwater and you can hear things, but it's
there's kind of a muffled in the back.
Yeah, it's they're all the noise that was going on in the background before that kind of turns into that, and then you just see them talking. Oh, that was so good. That was really good. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I really liked Luke in this movie. I know a lot of people didn't, to say it lightly.
Like Mark Hamill himself.
I mean, I know, yeah.
He was a huge hater.
Mark Hamill said, when he first saw the script, he said he really hated like what they were doing with Luke's character. But he did admit as they went further, or at least I think he did, like he was able to get on board with what was going on.
After the movie came out, he had an official statement saying he did not like what they did with Luke, and he would have never done that with Luke.
Wow.
Yeah. But I thought it was great. Personally,
it was different. And the thing is, though, Luke's character, he was never like that stoic Obi-Wan Kenobi character. You know what I mean?
No, and he always had like some flaws. And
he had flaws.
Inclinations towards the dark side and just...
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting. He was this hermit character who... It's what happened with Yoda. Like when Yoda failed, he exiled himself, and then after spending a lot of time by himself, he went crazy, or he wasn't himself anymore.
Right.
He wasn't the Yoda that we saw from like episodes 2 and 3. We don't talk about 1. 1's done.
Well, I love how Luke was almost like he was traumatized from Kylo.
Yeah, he was.
And I love the two
different
sides stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you believe it the first time, or is it Kylo who gives the first time the story?
No, it's Luke.
So you believe it because it's Luke.
You believe it because it's Luke.
And then Kylo is taking, wait a second. And then they give you the actual story. And
what actually happened. And then it's like, oh, see, it's like what my dad always used to say. It's like, the truth lies somewhere in between. I loved that. I thought that was a good dynamic. I laughed so hard that I cried the first time I saw it. When Rey hands Luke the lightsaber and he's like looking at it, it's just quiet and then just whoop, just tosses it behind him. Over and starts walking away.
They had built that up for 2 years, just like her giving it to him. And
then just that, and then Rey's face of like, wait, what?
It's like I went through a whole movie to give this to you, and you just throw it away.
I just what? Just the quick like turn around and like wait what? Master Skywalker.
Master Skywalker, my lightsaber. I was bringing it to you. Evan, do you have another highlight from the film?
Another highlight from the film.
Yes.
That throne room fight.
Yes.
Oh, that was
with the red backdrop and just.
That was beautiful. It was
such good choreography.
And the build too, where he uses his other hand, and you see him like doing something with his hand. He's like, what is he doing? And then you see the lightsaber turning, and I was like, no, that's not about to happen. I was like,
but
no.
Snoke is just like this huge, super powerful. Oh, he's dead.
I was like, Snoke's gonna notice this, right? There's no way. There's no way. And then all of a sudden, I just saw his fingers go. Boop. See, you saw the blue glow from underneath, and I was like,
people had so many complex theories about what Snoke was and what he meant, and who knows? Maybe he could come back. I don't care about that.
I mean,
I love that the director or the writers or whoever came up with it was just like, let's just kill him off and just like not. There's all these expectations. Let's just forget about that.
I know. Basically, it's like we have a list of questions that the fans have been asking. Let's answer none of them.
Same with Rey's parents.
They're nobody.
This and this and this. Oh, they're nobody.
They're nobody. Who cares?
Exactly.
Well, okay. Here's the thing.
They could be someone.
The thing is, though, like
Kylo could have lied.
The idea, yeah, I know. He could have been lying to get her to let go of that so she could complete her journey to the dark side or whatever.
We don't know.
But they can definitely they could still answer those questions because there's still one more movie. I don't think people realize that.
Yeah. They always do. Like with episode 7, it's just like people try to answer everything, but there's 2 movies left, and now there's still 1 movie left.
Now there's still 1 movie left. There's still plenty of time for questions to be answered, all that stuff.
But I love that initially in this movie they took 2 of the biggest questions and just tossed them aside.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though, they answered them in a way that for right now, people weren't happy with, and I think that's what the biggest issue was.
I like people not being happy on the internet. It makes me happy.
It's like people on the internet are never unhappy or displeased with anything.
Oh, never. They're just always like,
yeah. They're like, it's like, no, I accept that. That makes sense to me. No.
Don't you wish?
Yeah. Oh, I wish it was that simple, but no.
Civility.
I think that was the biggest issue. It's like they answered questions in a way that people didn't like, and that was like the biggest issue.
Yeah.
I think.
Anyway. I think so. One more highlight for me, I think. Oh, what's the name of that planet? Crate? The whole just like speeder sequence with like the sand. And
that was
the salt.
It was salt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was really good.
The whole just wide shot with Luke against that.
Oh,
it looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was just. I can't even describe it. It was beautiful cinematography. It was a great shot.
There's one scene that Lotta said she thought it was dumb, but she laughed at it, and she was like mad that she laughed at it. But when after they're done shooting him with all the AT-ATs,
yeah,
and he walks out and just goes, Just does the one little flick. You're like, oh, there's a little bit of salt on my coat. Let me get that off.
Yeah, salty.
He's salty bastard. She laughed at that and thought she was like, that's dumb, but I can't. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was funny too. I thought that was interesting.
Also, Yoda.
Oh, that was
Yoda
good.
burned the house down.
Yoda burning the house down.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Master Wayne. No, I love the idea that they didn't like make him the CGI version from the first 3 episodes. They brought back the puppet. That's amazing. That's really, really good.
And it was like hologram, so it looked better too.
Yeah, it looked really, really good. So I thought it's like bend over, you will.
Slap you, I will.
Wait, that's weird. Yes, I heard no. But no, so they could have messed up really bad, and they made it like the CGI Yoda from episode 3 or something, but they didn't, and they brought back the actual puppet.
That was a really nice throwback.
That was a really good touch. Like that added a lot of class to it. Also just the fight at the end between Kylo Ren and Luke.
Yes.
Yeah, that was another highlight for me. I don't know if you noticed the salt. When you saw Kylo Ren's feet, he like shifts and you see the red underneath, and then later it shows Luke's feet and his feet shift and you see no red.
No,
you didn't notice that?
Oh, because he's
not. That's the first hint that he's not there.
That's beautiful.
That's the first like real hint. I mean, obviously, first like he gets out from the crater and he's fine. Like that's the first kind of like, wait, what's happening?
But you just think he's just like this master of the Force.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he is because he's able to astral project across the universe.
Yeah, but it's just in a different way than you expected.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that they drop hints.
Yeah, they did like little hints, and it was really good. Also, the fact that the lightsaber he was using was just recently destroyed up in Snoke's ship.
Right.
I saw that and I was like, that lightsaber should be broken.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but I was like, oh, he just got another one.
He
probably just built one.
He just has another one.
In his 20 years of boredom, he probably just built a few lightsabers. I don't know.
I would love to see that. He just has a collection. He's like, he's this hermit blacksmith that's just built a bunch of lightsabers. It's like, oh, by the way, here's my collection. I have a purple one over there. I don't know.
Ray's like, I'll buy it at a high price, of course.
Yeah, it's like
Resident Evil reference.
So that was really good. That whole sequence was great, and he says that line. He's like, if you strike me down in anger, I should only become more powerful. I was like, oh!
And then he just struck through him, and I was like, is this A New Hope? And I was just like, nah, bro, it's not. It's just like a throwback, but it's not.
It was so good. I was like, I saw that, and I was like, but in the end, like Luke does die the way Obi-Wan did. He just kind of like evaporates.
Yeah, but he doesn't get like struck by someone.
No,
so it's different. Yeah. But you had mentioned at the beginning of this, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I do, because you said there were mixed reactions, and you said that there were some good and bad. What do you think was the bad, or not as good?
Okay, well, first thing that comes to my mind, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say this. Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Leia.
You mean like floating back into the ship?
Yes. I didn't like that.
I heard a lot of people who didn't like that. I am mostly indifferent, but I will say it was kind of cheesy.
No, I'm sorry. Like, okay, fine. In this movie, they were exploring what the Force can do. The things that we didn't know it could do before, we're exploring those things now. But I'm sorry, the Force can't save you from the vacuum of space. It can't save you from space death. I'm sorry.
I'll give it to you.
I refuse to believe that. I'll believe in your metachlorians all you want. That's not happening. I'm sorry. You get sucked out into the vacuum of space, you're dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so did you know that Carrie Fisher's daughter was in the film quite a bit?
Really?
Yeah, she was like one of the Helms people. She was like the girl was like that interacted with Leia a few times. I forget what the character was called. She's like the young lady.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she's like a prominent side character, like side character.
That's really interesting.
So if you see it again, look for that. Like look online what she looks like, and then you'll figure it out. But I think
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
is the girl with the bun?
Yes.
But yeah, I was like,
yeah, that's her.
I was gonna say, Leia hair.
That's Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so I thought that was really, really cool.
Okay.
Anyway, what I thought wasn't as good, I did not buy the whole Luke dying thing at all. That was my least favorite part of the entire film, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think Luke would just give up and evaporate just because his mission's done or whatever. I thought that was like.
I think he was just old and died. I mean, I don't know.
I just felt it was too convenient him dying and just getting him out of the way.
And it was following the theme. I didn't necessarily love it either because he's a beloved character and I didn't like.
I wanted him to go out in a different way. Personally.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
But I don't know. The whole theme of the story was letting all things die. So I guess that it makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily like the way that they did it, but yeah, I mean it makes sense. I agree with it. I'm not mad at it.
I accept it by now, but yeah, it was not.
At the moment, I was like, oh, I was like, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I think I vocally said when I was watching the film, I was just like, no, that's unacceptable. I was like, I don't like that.
Stood up, no!
just up in the theater, and, you don't do that, my Luke.
It's amazing. Everything that you just did is wrong.
I agree with Mark Hamill now. It sucks.
No. It sucked. But okay,
that was my biggest complaint, I think. So it was not.
It wasn't the completely pointless casino scene.
That was kind of fun, but that wasn't.
I didn't care. I didn't care for that.
For me, it was the Luke scene, and then it was just how much the whole chase trap sequence with the ships lasted. It lasted too long.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of things that they could have done better, and they didn't.
But I don't.
The premise was good, but
I don't think there were film-breaking moments in the film. Personally,
I mean that second act really drags.
Second act.
Yeah, the second act in the casino. That whole middle part.
Second act, right? I thought you meant second half.
Oh no, the second act. ACT.
Yeah.
2 and D.
It's like a good break, but it lasts too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a little.
I did not care for that middle part. And again, Captain Phasma is completely wasted.
I really like that Captain Phasma was wasted.
I don't like that
because they expected like this huge part for Captain Phasma in this movie because she was robbed in the first one, but they're just like, no, she's dead for real this time.
Yeah, no, she died now.
And people complain a lot about that, but Boba Fett didn't. He was barely in the movies, and people love him.
Yeah,
you don't.
They wanted her to be Boba Fett. They wanted, but it's crazy. Boba Fett lasted till the third movie.
Yeah, I mean,
but Captain Phasma, no,
no, she's not.
No, maybe she'll
maybe she'll be like a floating head or something. I don't know. They'll savage a little bit.
All right, real talk.
Yes.
Did you buy the Finn and what's her face?
I bought it on Rose's end. I feel like Finn was just along for the ride, and he just kind of was just like, "Oh, hi."
Yeah, he seemed very surprised.
I love Rose, by the way. I absolutely love that character. I love that she's in the film. I love that she's a nobody. She stole my heart. Not as much as Rey. See, I totally bought her character.
I wasn't into it.
No?
It seemed like the actress who was supposed to be there didn't show up, and she's like, "Hey, who here knows how to act?" "Oh, I do." "Okay, cool."
See, I love that they introduced her sister, and you think she's gonna be like like that character, but then they're just like, no, her little sister who like nobody cares about. That's and I love the underdog thing about it.
I mean, okay, that idea is fine. It's whatever. It's like the sister of someone who's more important, like the relative of someone who's more important, and this person is just an engineer. They just do grunt work, and then they get pulled into the. But they never reference the point that she knows how to pilot. Now she's flying one of the jet planes at the end in the final assault. Why is she there? Is there no other pilots that can do that? Why does she have to be there for that?
I mean, they do like say that most of the people are wiped out, but yeah, I agree.
But the thing is that when you're in there, you see a good group of people there's a lot of people with guns.
She basically pilots it because plot. I let it slide.
She pilots it because plot, because she has to save Finn at the end because romanticism.
I was really disappointed when Finn survived. Not because I wanted him to die, but because they put him in that situation, and it would have just made sense for him to die.
Yeah, no, I was ready for that to happen, but then. I saw Rose's face. I was like, no! Stop that!
I will kiss your lips. One way or another.
I mean, she didn't have to be in the final like flying thing. She didn't have to be there. I was gonna say, just make Poe come back and save Finn, because there's a connection there. Like they have that kind of bro connection already. Mm-hmm. So make that happen. That makes more sense than this forced relationship that it felt forced. I didn't care for that.
I don't think it's both sides, and that's why I was okay with it. I think it's just Rose ogling over him. She's just fangirling over him, and that's like what happened, but I don't think it's like both ways, which is why I was okay with it. Then again, I give this movie maybe a lot of free passes just because I was smiling like an idiot the entire time, and I was really invested in this film.
Like I definitely there's a lot of really great moments that I love. Yeah. I don't get why everyone hated the porgs. I love the porgs.
I love when Chewbacca's just like gonna eat one. It's like
and it's just like the one's just looking at him with the sad eyes.
He's just like so guilty.
He's just like Well, I can't eat this
I'm
now.
gonna just toss it. Oh man.
Oh man, that was funny. But
Yeah.
oh man,
As a whole, I absolutely love this film. I thought it was way better than 7, and I loved 7.
yeah. Like the thing is though, like I thought 7 was okay. I thought this one, there's people like you who absolutely loved it. There's
Yeah.
people who hated it, thought it was like the worst movie
Which
ever.
I don't think there's any room for. Even though subjectivity is a thing, those people need to grow up.
yeah, they're comparing it.
No, I mean,
people
everyone-
are still comparing it to the original 3,
Yeah.
which I understand because that's what you grew up on.
And it's
so
Star Wars,
yeah,
but-
and it's yeah. I was trying to come into it with a blank slate. It's like this is its own movie. This is it's connected to episode 7, but it's its own thing.
Right. And they have more freedom this time.
Yeah, so I would say they have less freedom because they have a lot of things that they established in the 7th movie that they had to carry over.
True, but they
So
have
with
like,
episode
more freedom.
with episode 7, there's definitely a lot of freedom because a lot of time has passed, so a lot of things could have changed.
I think,
whereas
like,
episode 8, there's continuity that you have to
But in
carry
terms
over.
of
a little
just
bit,
doing different things and not being like the whole like reboot of A New Hope,
yeah.
that in that sense.
It wasn't a reboot of Empire Strikes Back. I agree. It wasn't.
Right.
But like I'm saying, so there's people who are like you who absolutely loved it, and other people that I've met who just hated it.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. The parts that I enjoyed were great, and I loved them. But the parts that I disliked, there's a lot of things that could have been left out. I was
Yeah.
gonna say this movie could have been a lot shorter.
A lot of people I heard say they would have liked it to be like 30 minutes shorter at least.
Yeah, because this movie's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could take out like that whole middle part.
The whole casino part and then just half in space ship
Yeah,
pursuit.
yeah, you could. You really could. And this is a song
I don't think it would hurt the movie, no.
It wouldn't, because it didn't take anything away. You know what I mean? They find this code breaker. They look for the code breaker, but then they don't get the code breaker. They get this other hacker who ends up betraying them at the end.
They could have simplified that.
They could have simplified that.
It was more of a developing Rose and Finn's relationship, which you didn't think worked.
I didn't think worked. I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Rose didn't have to be there. I'm not saying that.
No,
She could have played a part.
I know.
There was a way to do that. Like I don't freaking care about the whole like 1% political statement you're trying to make with all. I don't give a crap. Just give me Star Wars, damn it. I'm not trying
Leave
to.
another movie to do that.
Yeah,
I won't watch.
Let some other
Maybe. But yeah, I'm able to look at it objectively, and there are definitely, I think a lot of things that you point out you could definitely make a case for. And some of them are just, I agree with, spot on. But I just really, really like the characters. I really like the movie. Entertainment-wise, I really like this movie. I just really like this movie in
I
general.
was like visually it looked beautiful.
I'm usually a huge critic with a lot of things, like Justice League. But I don't know, I'm just a Star Wars fanboy sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Another little like a visual Easter egg, or I guess like tidbit or whatever. All the porgs or whatever on the island that they filmed that, those were puffins. Yes.
They CGI'd them?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. There were so many puffins on that island that there was always a puffin in the shot.
That's my favorite.
There's no way they couldn't get a shot without a puffin. So they just CGI'd the puffins into porgs. So all the porgs are puffins.
They're porgans.
Yeah.
I love
Now,
that. That's so funny. Yes.
With all that being said, what do you rate this movie?
Objectively, or how much I like?
It's completely up to you.
I feel like if I was honest with myself, and I
how many porgs? How many porgs out
Are
of
we
10?
doing out of 5 or doing out of 10?
Out of 10. How many porgs out of 10? Because you can round that number out a little bit better.
8.5.
8.5 porgs. Wow, a porg and a half. You're gonna cut a porg in half.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh man, I would say I give it 7 porgs.
7 porgs.
7 porgs.
So pretty good.
Yeah, the parts that I really liked, I loved a lot more than the parts that I thought were really dumb. Like the parts that I liked outweighed the parts that I didn't like for me. Now that being said, the parts that I didn't like, I still thought were dumb and didn't need to be in there. But I'm not excusing them. I'm not saying, hey, like that's okay to put into the next one. I'm not saying that.
Right.
However, I will say like the good for me outweighed the bad. So that's my final say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely enjoyed it.
There
were definitely flaws that are impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
Like you said, the good definitely outweighs the bad.
For us anyway.
Yes. I cannot wait to see what they do with the next one.
Yeah, because I'm a Star Wars fanboy as well, and I love Star Wars, but I'm able to look at it critically and say like, hey, okay, like this could have been better. That didn't need to be there. So go see it. Don't see it. Whatever. It's it's up to you guys.
I mean, you guys are listening to this, so you probably already saw it. If you didn't, again, like we said in a Stranger Things review, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're still here and you haven't seen it, then you can still see it. I mean,
our voices are pretty appealing, so I mean,
like Austin Powers. Yeah, baby.
yeah.
I'm Sean Connery.
Oh my goodness, I did not even catch that before.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
I saw that when I was a kid, man. It's just like, what am I doing watching this as a kid?
Watch me be objectifying to women. Okay. Anyway,
we were not reviewing that, but that made its way in there. I will leave it in there. We will leave it in there. Thanks for listening, dude.
It's coming. It's coming at you.
What are we going to call our podcast listeners? Are we going to be cliche and do that? Hey, dude.
Dudes.
One dude watching this.
Well,
and Evan's girlfriend.
Whoever's listening, I almost said watched. Whoever's listening to this, thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. That's it. Oh.